Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over the dev notes that they launched with the update of the August and the September and some new announcements they made regarding new events and new amplification systems. It's kind of what they named it, an amplification system. There's another name for it, we'll see, but it's basically a new way to increase your power and increase your, in this case, runes and skills. So how about we go and check out what the devs have to say about the new updates. So first we have Sung Jinah and the Seo Yun. I'm butchering her name. I don't remember her name. It's the lady from the secretary, the receptionist on the lobby, and one that you have for water teams. I forgot her name. Seorin. She's Seorin. I wasn't quite remembering her name, but it seems that they're going to the beach, according to this picture. And upon hearing news of a meteor shower, Sung Jinah and their team set off to the seaside, Then there they stumble upon an unreported gate, so they're going to the beach and see a gate that no one saw. Will Sung Jinah and their team be able to safely deal with the unreported gate and still catch the meteor shower? A new event, Summer Belongs to Youth, will be held for our hunters, please look forward to it. So a new event for the game. It's going to be replacing the one we have right now about the idol group, I believe. Maybe they're going to be alongside each other for a bit before the collab eventually ends. Then we have Power of Destruction hard mode. Okay, now that's interesting. And your challenge awaits our even stronger hunters. The long awaited hard mode for Power of Destruction is finally here. Okay, so if you played Power of Destruction, everyone should be doing them weekly, so you know that you can basically clear the mode really easily. And if you want to actually get a ton of points, you need to min-max your damage just to get a bigger number. But it didn't give you too much unless you, of course, got on the top 5, top 3. But for that you need absurd numbers, and usually if you're not a whale, you're not going to reach that level of power. But now they're introducing the Power of Destruction hard mode, which will make it so there's an actual challenge now, at least I hope so, and it will operate with a unified world ranking system. So they said the Power of Destruction will be world ranked, and it's going to be through the hard mode. Everyone will compete against each other, and there's something interesting about that competition. And only hunters who achieve a certain score in normal mode will be able to take on this elite challenge. If you started playing the game right now, maybe you don't, but most players should be able to clear the level for the normal mode. If you can reach more than 1 billion, then you're pretty much set for the elite challenge. Not the top of the elite challenge, but at least you might be able to clear it. And among those who prove their strength in hard mode, the top ranking hunters will receive an exclusive reward, a special weapon costume for Sung Jinah, symbolizing true honor. So now that's interesting. It's the first time they're going to introduce a skin for a weapon. It's not a skin for an hunter, not for Sung Jinah, but for a weapon for Sung Jinah. And to get that, you actually need to be one of the probably top 3, top 5 of the world ranking, not just your own rank. In your own server, you need to actually be the best in the world to obtain this skin, which will be something that whales will have to grind for. If you're not whaling, it's going to be hard to actually compete for that. But at least there's something interesting for people to grind for and for people to accomplish. Now we have a new story. This time we'll be presenting 4 story chapters for our hunters. Okay, new 4 stories. The one man guild, which is it's the Sung Jinah's guild. Retribution, the source of his power, and the moment to decide. Not sure what this one represents. This should be when you meet the architect and his decision. This is the story, as we can see from the image, where he goes back to the double dungeon that he got his powers from. And as Sung Jinah continues to level up and grow stronger, Wu Jinshul is tasked by Association President Go He with verifying whether a solo raid by Sung Jinah is truly possible. And of course they're going to be monitoring him, so if he can actually clear a solo gate, a gate solo, then he's going to have the special benefits that he wanted, which is being able to not needing the required amount of hunters to enter a dungeon. or a gate in this case. Don't miss this battle against the Architect at the Cartenon Temple, a confrontation won't want to miss. The Cartenon Temple, the double dungeon. Now we have the start of a new trial, the Architect's Trial. Rare, the Battlefield of Trial challenge no longer offers level of difficulty and engagement our hunters expect. Well, I haven't really delved too much into that. I always forget that we have the Battlefield of Trials to complete, but if you've played for a long time, you might be able to clear most of the content on the Battlefield of Trials challenge, maybe even everything. And now they're going to introduce a new challenge mode, the Architect's Trial. The Architect's Trial allows hunters to push their limits through a trial level system, offering greater rewards at higher difficulties. Powerful boss monsters from the store will return in this mode, delivering a fresh strategic experience and two test of strength. So basically a new system with a trial level system. Not sure what they mean by this, but they're going to be offering more rewards and higher difficulty, of course, which is always good when you have better rewards. Now we have a new amplification system. They mentioned it in a previous dev note, and this is going to be a new growth method that allows for the enhancement of skill runes and blessing stones. So you're going to upgrade your skill runes and blessing stones, and since they're going to introduce this system, they're going to increase the supply of transcendent stones and transcendent skills, so you can use them to upgrade even more. And you're going to use the transcendent skills or blessing stones and an amplification agent. This amplification can succeed based on a certain rate, basically like I think it's more like the leveling of artifacts, where you can have a chance to fail. But if you do fail, you don't lose the skill rune or blessing stone. If that happened, it would be the worst amplification method. You still retain them, you just need to go and grind more amplification agents. Now you obtain them from Power of Destruction, Battlefield of Time, and the Guild Shop. So if you do your weeklies, you should be able to get the agent to upgrade even more. Then we have Diverse Action. The direction of the team pursues Diverse Action. However, diversity has recently decreased in Sung Jinah mode. What I mean by that is that when you're playing as Sung Jinah, you don't really have diversity in terms of members of your team, because, well, most DPS hunters only deal damage, they don't offer anything else, and maybe the support hunters, some of them will offer something but not good enough, and you basically always use the 2 or 3 best support hunters, maybe 4 if you have another one you can rotate depending on the elements, but it's basically the same. And they're going to be buffing some support skills and adjust so they can have more diversity. And they're going to also upgrade the Sung Jinah's weapons, since there's basically only 2 good for each element. Now, if Sung Jinah's debut, the new hunter, what if Sung Jinah became an hunter? That's the premise of the new hunter that's coming to the game. The sister leveling is going to be real. You can actually upgrade your Sung Jinah and become a user in battle. She's going to be the Sec-If hunter, and she's going to be joining the Gate Raid in the next patch. So when the collab ends, it's in the next update. Basically we have Sung Jinah. Then convenience improvements and growth boosting. Our team plans to add various convenience features and mechanisms to help low level hunters grow fast through this update, based on valuable feedback from hunters. So if you start the game, you're going to have even better convenience improvements and growth boosting, so you can reach the end game faster. So what's going to be improved? The leaked function will be added to presets. Okay, a function to change the order of presets will be added. Okay, that's good. If you put one artifact on the first preset and another on the second, and you want the second to be the first, you'll have to manually change everything. Now they can just let you choose which one you want first, which is good. Sometimes you get better, the second preset is better than one you had currently equipped, and you have to manually switch. If not, the game will always choose the first preset automatically. Monster stats such as Invincible Immortal will be separately indicated. Okay, even if you do not log in after the update, you'll be able to receive content tickets. Okay, that's nice. When entering sustained core mission, all difficult stages will be unlocked. Okay, this is basically saying that if you can skip to a higher difficulty, you don't have to waste keys on the lower difficulties to reach the one that actually gives you the good rewards, which is nice. Now when you craft instantly, you'll know how much you had and how much you consumed, so you know how much you lost, which is nice. That way you know how much crafting materials you need to actually craft basically. There are going to be improvements to gems. A collect all button will be up to 4 unclaimed Story rewards, oh that's amazing. Sometimes you're going to do everything constantly hitting the next and the game instantly changes to a new story and you have to go back. Now you can just do everything and then in the end click collect all and you get all the rewards. You don't have to manually go there and claim them. And mechanisms to support settlement of new hunters will be added. Association missions will be added, providing abundant rewards and experience points for low level hunters, and rewards beneficial Sung Jinah and account growth for high level hunters. Okay, that's nice. Some new missions that will improve low level and high level hunters, which is nice. Level up communities will improve. The display of stat information for Sung Jinah and hunters will be enhanced for easier viewing. Okay. And the tutorial will be better, will be improved, so new hunters will have a faster, more concise tutorial. So, what we have in August? We have the Watches Forbidden Library, a working title. We enter new challenge content that reconstructs memorable story episodes into dungeons. This dungeon, which resets every 4 weeks, will be a stage to test your limits through repeated challenge. Prove true value of your strongly developed hunters here. Okay, a new actual mode that you'll be able to challenge. You're going to basically have one dungeon from a story you completed, maybe the first time it goes against Tigris and such dungeons that happened, maybe the one from the Architect, the Temple, stuff like that will be added every 4 weeks. Once per month you'll have one of them and you can test your limits through repeated challenges, so it's something that you can repeat for maybe better rewards, the higher the score, hopefully. Let's see. Then you have farming materials you want. Shadow Patrol, what's that? Weapon pricing where you can focus on farming our shadow growth materials to accelerate the growth of farm shadow. Okay, nice. An actual way to get the materials to increase your shadows, that's amazing. Shadow growth is one of the most important, most painful ways to improve your account. Now they're going to improve that. New collection growth fun monster cards. Acquired collection and growth systems in monster will be added. By collecting cards will gain various buff effects and we are preparing for new strategic enjoyment accordingly. Okay, that's interesting. I'm curious what they're going to implement. And increase for guild and an actual collect all for the bonds, where you don't need to go one by one collecting everything. You can just collect all and be done with that. Just convenience, which is nice. Okay, we have an actual co-op PvE Architect Showdown. It's going to only happen in September. If you saw the live update from Shadow Leveling, Solo Leveling, you'll see that there was a fight against the Architect, which was co-op, and they're going to be introducing that in September. And it's a PvE mode where 2 hunters team up to take down a powerful boss. So it's 2v1, basically, you and another random person. Maybe you can have a friend with you. You can fight the Architect. A new guild boss, Colossal Statue. And we're going to have a new training room to research skills. The must requested feature, also mentioned in our recent livestream. Okay, this is really nice. You're going to have somewhere you can use your skills and test which ones are stronger. For instance, you can use artifacts and see which ones actually do more damage depending on your hunter. You can use them. This is going to be better for content creators. Now you can have one place where you can go, put a dummy, add an artifact set, use it, see the damage numbers, then switch to another set, you try it again and see the damage numbers. Anyone can do this, but at least now content creators can actually test in a easier, more controlled environment the damage, to see which one actually deals more damage and which one does, in theory, deals more damage, but in practice doesn't deal as much. And that's it for today. We are preparing to showcase this image for new content developer live stream, so stay tuned. Okay, that's it. There's a new code with 20 tickets, 1 million gold, and 1,000 low tier mana crystals. This is really good, so don't miss out on the code. It's going to be a nice update. A ton of content will be added. A new hard mode for Power of Destruction. Actual mode for an actual new mode. Every 4 weeks will change. We'll see what they're going to introduce with that. We still don't know. And a reinvention of the Battlefield of Trials mode with the Architect Trials, what their name we have. And the new Amplification Amplification System. There's a ton of new stuff coming, which is really good. I guess they can focus a bit more now on the game since they're pretty much done with the overdrive. They probably need to refine, but they don't need to focus so much on overdrive, and now have more time to actually give us better stuff on soul leveling Arise. That's pretty much it for today, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Bye!